right, so we're back. And this week, we're going to be diving deep into Week 12 of the Omaha Gridiron League. And get this, every single team, their outcome matched whether they beat the league average score or not.
Yeah, no split wins, which is pretty unusual. Yeah.
So it sets up a really interesting picture as we head towards the playoffs. It's going to be a wild finish. So let's dive into these matchups.
Yeah, let's do it.
Starting off with the Legacy Conference, we had the Grit and the Fighting Helmets
Oh, yeah.
taking on the Secular City Sinners. Now, those Sinners, they were on a 4-game losing streak. Really needed this win.
Desperate. Yeah, and they pulled out a risky strategy.
Oh.
But it paid off big time.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels just on fire. Multiple passing touchdowns. Even ran one in himself.
Yeah. And you can't forget about Josh Jacobs. Just unstoppable.
Over 100 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, just punishing the Helmets defense all day.
Yeah, I mean, this puts the Sinners right back in that playoff hunt. Whereas the Helmets, they're kind of hanging on by a thread right now.
Yeah, not looking good for them.
So, moving on, we've got the Vatican City Saints taking on those San Francisco Ferries.
That's a good one.
And the Saints, they're marching in with prayers for a playoff spot. But the Ferries are trying to, stay afloat, keep their hopes alive.
And remember, the Saints, they're missing their starting quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, injury.
Out with an injury. But you know what? Patrick Mahomes came in and delivered a divine performance, I would say.
Yeah, he looked great.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Jordan Addison had a huge game at wide receiver. Devon Achane even got in on the action, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, the Ferries, though, they really struggled this week. George Kittle, I mean, he had some nice catches, but just not enough.
Yeah, I think they really miss Joe Burrow when he's out.
Yeah.
It's scheduled day off, I think, for him.
Yeah, tough. So, Saints looking strong. Ferries taking on a little water there. We'll see what happens.
No, we'll see.
So then we have the Charm City Superb Owls.
Okay, yeah.
Facing off against the Dallas Heat. Now, the Owls, they were hoping to, take flight, sort of victory. But the Heat, they needed to snap their 8-game losing streak.
Yeah, and those receivers, they were just on fire for the Heat.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton, Nico Collins just torching the Owls secondary.
I heard the field.
Dallas snaps that streak. Superb Owls.
Oof.
Looking like they're going to be landing in last place.
Yeah, tough one for those Owls. All right, let's shift gears.
Okay.
Head over to the Legends Conference. We've got the Winterfell White Walkers.
Oh, Walker.
Going up against those G-Town Baggy Soobs. The question is, will Winter be coming to the Legends Conference?
Yeah, will those Soobs keep bouncing towards the playoffs?
Exactly.
Well, the Soobs dominated.
They did.
I mean, Saquon Barkley, monster game. 255 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns.
It's just unfair.
Yeah, just slicing through playoff hopes like Valerian steel, I tell you.
So the White Walkers probably headed back north of the wall to regroup, but the Soobs are looking like a real contender.
And then we had Derek's Unnamed team.
Uh-oh.
They finally remembered they have a team.
They fielded a full roster. I was shocked.
But they're going up against the monsters of the Midway.
The Monsters.
Yeah, the monsters. Tough matchup.
Yeah, it didn't go well for them.
Didn't really matter who they fielded against this monsters team.
Nope. Tua was just dealing.
Oh, yeah.
Terry McLaurin, late game, 86-yard touchdown. Just adding insult to injury, I think.
So monsters continue their monstrous season. And Derek's team, well, they're still as anonymous as their name suggests.
Yep.
All right, last game in the Legends Conference. We had the Bennington Barnstormers going up against the Huntington Locos. This was a nail-biter.
Oh, yeah.
And the Barnstormers were favored to win this one.
Right.
But the Locos, they had other plans. They pulled off the upset. Bennington's run game just stalled out. Najee Harris, Brian Robinson Jr. both had off weeks.
Yeah, but those Locos receivers, Jalen Waddle and DJ Moore, I think they had their best games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to the Locos owner.
Yeah.
Some shrewd trades earlier in the season, and they're paying off now.
Absolutely. So that sets us up, with 2 weeks left, regular season, and playoffs are coming into focus. But there's still a lot of room for surprises.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially in Legacy Conference. It's a tight race. Saints looking good, but the Sinners, the Ferries, the Heat, all still in contention.
Absolutely.
We might even see some tiebreakers after Week 14.
Oh, for sure.
And speaking of Week 13, we've got some huge matchups coming up. Sinners versus Heat.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
That's a huge game. Winner there gets a big boost. Ferries, they need to win out.
Yeah.
Against the Helmets and the Heat if they want to have a shot. So what about the Legends Conference? Is it as wide open?
Legends Conference, a little bit more settled. Monsters, Baggy, Soobs, both playoff bound. But the battle for that top seed
Oh, yeah.
and that first round bye,
Huge.
that is going to be a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Barnstormers probably holding on to that third spot.
They've got to break that losing streak. 6 in a row.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. If they want to make a real run in the playoffs, they got to turn it around. And week 13.
Week 13.
Barnstormers versus White Walkers.
Okay.
Must win for Bennington.
Yeah, they've got to secure that third spot, send those walkers back north.
Back to the frozen north. I mean, it's a tough question, right? There's so much talent in this league. Any team could, get hot at the right time, make a run.
That's what's great about the OGL. You just never know.
Nope.
But hey, that's what we're here for, to try to make sense of all this craziness. So put on your analyst hats. If you had to pick one team from each conference, who you got?
Okay, so Legacy Conference, I'm sticking with the Saints.
Interesting.
I know. Purdy's injury. But they've been resilient all year. Mahomes is filling in great, deep roster, tons of talent.
Makes sense.
They got the experience, the coaching, the offensive firepower to go all the way.
Yeah, they've definitely been the most consistent team all year.
Yeah.
So, good pick. What about the Legends Conference? Sticking with the Soobs.
You know what? I think I am.
Really?
Yeah, Barkley's a force of nature right now. Like, with him at the helm, I think they can overcome anything. Plus, strong supporting cast on offense. They've shown they can win in so many different ways.
Yeah, you're right. He's just on another level. I mean, he's got that killer instinct that you need in the playoffs. So we've got the Saints representing the Legacy and the Soobs representing the Legends.
Yeah.
Man, that would be an epic Super Bowl.
Clash of styles, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Saints with their high-flying passing game. You got Mahomes, those receivers. And then the Soobs, they just ground and pound you, Cohen Barkley behind that tough R-line. Who knows? Maybe we will see him face off in the Super Bowl.
Rematch of Week 9.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, anything can happen. That's what makes the playoffs so exciting. Got some great football ahead of us. Can't wait to break it all down next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Until then, keep studying those stats, making those trades, and cheering for your teams.
And remember, it's not about the lights, not the cameras, not the action. It's about the action.
Love it.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive into the Omaha Gridiron League. We'll see you all next week for more insights, more analysis, and hey, maybe even a few bold predictions.